everyone, my name is Andrea. If you don't know me, you should subscribe because why not? You should also hit the notification bell down below to be notified every time I upload a new video. But anyway, today I am filming my worst reads of the year. I'm sorry, this whole video concept has been getting a lot of backlash lately, but hey, these are just my opinions. Disclaimer really quick, if you don't agree, that's totally cool. We can all have different opinions. I'd love to hear yours, but that's just how we are. We all have different opinions. Also, if you notice I'm wearing the same sweater that I wore in my last video, just ignore it because it's late and I'm not changing. I've got 5 books to share with you guys that were my worst reads of the year, and I have 2 that I DNF'd. Also want to mention that I don't have any of these books anymore except one because I got rid of all of them and sold them or just gave them to a bookstore or just gave them away. So there's that. The first book I'm going to talk about is one that I actually gave 4 stars, but the more I think about it, I just think it was not a good book, and that is The Guinevere Deception by Kiersten White. Listen, I just think that book gave us nothing. Like, go girl, give us nothing. That's literally what it was. Like, nothing exciting happened. There was a plot and it was there, but it was so slow. The whole book pacing was just off. The characters were off. I'm just being honest here. But if you liked it, I'm sorry. I mean, I gave it 4 stars. Like, overall, as a book, it was a book. It was okay. But the more you think about it, it just gave us nothing. And from the fact that I've heard almost nothing about the Camelot Betrayal, which is the sequel, kind of means that, you know, maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe it just wasn't really that great. And that's okay. I hope a lot of people really did like it, but I just didn't. The next book I gave 2 stars, and it was Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han, which was the final book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before trilogy. And I just, like I said, I gave it 2 stars. It was the worst rated out of the trilogy. I think I went from like 4, 3 to 2 stars, and as the series progressed, it just got worse and worse, and by the last one, I was just done. A lot of it has to do with who Lara Jean picked to, you know, end up with, but more of it was just the way the story went. And the last book, there was nothing plot-wise to it. I will say that I am not the biggest contemporary fan. That could have added a lot to it, that I don't really read contemporary, so I maybe wasn't the target audience, but I mean, a book should be readable even if it's outside of somebody's preferred genre, and that one it just wasn't it for me. Next is Mortal Engines by Philip Reeve. This is the first book in like a 8 or 12 book long series. It is a young adult fantasy, and I was really excited about this one. I thought that when I saw the trailer for the movie, it was gonna be the best thing. I was so excited to read it, and then I read it and I was just like, oh no, I just wasted my time, and it was just boring. If I'm being honest, it was just boring. I feel so bad, and there were still good things. Like, it was written well, the characters were there, the execution was just not. And maybe this time I was not the target audience, because I think it was for a little bit younger, you know, and I think from what I have been reading and what my taste has been acquired to and accustomed to, just going to something like that was a lot different, and it was a bit jarring, and it was just not the time perhaps. But I did give it 3 stars, so you know, it wasn't that bad. It was better than To All the Boys I've Loved, but you know, okay. I'm also filming this late at night, and I'm kind of delusional and tired, so I'm sorry if I come off like mean. I'm not being mean. I mean, you can tell by my ratings how I felt, but you know, we just have those books that they're just not it. They just don't hit you. And let's move on to the next one that did that, which was Forest of Souls by Lori M. Lee. I've talked about this one. I've talked about how I was really hyping this one up, like a lot of people were, because the cover was so gorgeous. I was the first in line for this book, like not literally, but figuratively. I was so excited. I was ready to hype it. I was ready to become the stan of Forest of Souls and learn everything about the world and just be immersed in it. But it was a young adult fantasy, and the fantasy aspect wasn't fleshed out enough for me. And the characters, the sub-characters did not match. They were not on par with the main character in terms of fleshing them out and actually making me care about them. And I think that is a big problem as a reader. If I cannot connect to the characters, I feel like this is the thing with a lot of readers. If we can't connect with the characters, what are we there for? We really can't get into the story. And that was just an issue I had with that one. And that was just my biggest problem. And I was really upset because I got rid of that one. I ended up selling it, and I was sad. I didn't want to part with it, but I knew I would never read it again, and there was no sentimental value to me with it, so I just had to let her go to a better home, better opportunity. I had a lot of hope in that one. That one makes me like upset, genuinely upset, because I really wanted to like it, but I didn't. I did give it 3 stars though, so it's right there in the middle. It was, you know, it was good enough, but not good enough to keep. The next one is probably my most controversial opinion that I have ever had on my booktube channel, but this one is one that I gave 2 stars. Honestly, could give it 1 star or no stars because I genuinely don't care. Okay, that one is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. I just don't care about King of Scars, and it's, you know, it's not Leigh Bardugo's fault, it's not the character's fault, it's my fault, because I love Leigh Bardugo. I love Six of Crows. You know, I don't love Shadow and Bone. I really only love Six of Crows. I don't know, I consider myself a Leigh Bardugo stan. Okay, I love Ninth House. I am a Leigh Bardugo stan, not a Shadow and Bone stan. Just, I can't. Like, the whole, ow, I just hit my face. That's what I get. The whole Grisha-verse world that does not pertain to Six of Crows is just not it for me. It's just not. But King of Scars did offer something. Like, unlike the Guinevere Deception, King of Scars gave me something. It gave me emotions. And I do love Nikolai. I do have a newfound respect and love for Zoya. I really liked Zoya. Like, I hated her in Shadow and Bone, but I really liked her in King of Scars. And I just think that that book was dragged on for so long. It took me like months to finish it, and that is not a thing with me. That was the biggest problem I had, was that it took so long because of my uninterest, my disinterest. I don't know which one of those words is the right word. Anyway, also the way Nina was just thrown in there. I felt like it was random and for no reason. If she wanted to put Nina in the Grisha-verse world, she could have just waited and wrote Six of Crows 3. Like, why? Why are you continuing it? What are you setting up for? It didn't make sense. And maybe it will later, but I would have liked it to make sense at the time. And that was, you know, one of my bigger issues, because I love Nina Zenik, and I think that she didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve to, you know, be alone and be doing this random shit. I'm sorry. Okay, will I be reading Rule of Wolves? Yes. Do I already have it pre-ordered? Yes. Like I said, I'm a Leigh Bardugo stan. What can I say? But is this her finest work? No, it's not. Definitely not. But that's just my opinion. And other people really love it, so to each their own. Okay, that was the last one. Now I'll just share with you guys the 2 that I DNF'd, because you probably know what they are, but I'm just gonna tell you them, because if I DNF'd them, they were definitely my worst reads. Okay, I'm so tired. Anyway, Diviners by Libba Bray. Buddy read this with Therese and Lisa, and you know, we try to buddy read a lot. Like, we do this almost monthly, and sometimes it works, and sometimes one of us fails, like I did this time. Sometimes all of us fail, but you know, this one was me, and I just couldn't get through Diviners. I read to like 100 pages, and that was it. That was all I could do. And honestly, that one was just me not particularly liking the plot. It wasn't vibing with me, and I think the interest just was not there. But the writing style was good. Like, the characters were good. So that one was on me. I'll take the blame for that one. Finally, my throat's so dry. My eyes so tired. Anyway, the last one that I DNF'd was Lobizana by Romina Garber. This one makes me mad too, because the cover is so pretty. Like, it was a cover buy, but also the premise was so interesting. Like, it was about a girl who comes from a family of werewolves, like, and she was on the run from like her father's like mafia family gang, and you know, that sounds really good. And then I started reading it, and like, I got to the part where and not a lot of people talk about this book, but I got to the part where like she's talking about her period, and I'm trying to figure out where that exactly falls in the whole purpose of the plot. And you know, I don't think there was. Like, I don't know. Somebody tell me if her talking about her cycle for like the whole page was gonna be important, because that's where I dipped out. That's where I was like, you know, I don't really care. And I just had to go. But the cover, that cover is so pretty. Like, So gorgeous. If I was a cover, I'd want to be that cover. But the inside did not live up to it, you know? And I don't put the books that I DNF on my Goodreads or anything because I didn't finish them. I usually just don't count them because it's not fair. Like, I can't give them ratings because I didn't finish them. So that's just my opinion on, you know, the first 100 pages of those, and I DNF'd them, but that's what I did. Okay. I hope this video wasn't as messy as I think it is. I feel like it came out very chaotic. I'm so sorry. I swear I'm not always this negative, or, and actually I'm not really being negative. I'm just sharing my opinion, and that's fine. So tell me the books that you just did not connect with, you did not jive with, they just weren't it. Tell me those down below if you have any, and if you liked any of these, I'd love to know why. Like, I like to see why you like certain books, because it makes me think that, oh, I think I'm the problem. So if anybody liked any of these, please let me know. I'd be really interested. But that's all I gotta say. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to, you can check out my social media links down below. But that's all I have to say. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.